I went to the Hobonichi 2023 release day at the Loft department store in Shibuya. I was third in line and there were about 25 people waiting. It was cool because the salespeople waited till 11 o'clock on the dot to open the doors. I got the techo, the cousins, and the weeks, and a couple of other things I'd like to show you. The planner, cousin, and weeks all came in English this year. All of them had this little explanation thing. And on the inside, various ways people have used the techo. It is just so far out of my league. And then there's a sample of the Sanzen Tomoe River that they'll be using in next year's planner. And the explanation what a Hobonichi is. And that the kanji is techo. I got the Leather Violet cover for my planner. It's this beautiful, shiny, kind of hard leather. I got the leather cover for my cousins last year, and this is different. That was kind of a soft, pebbled leather, and this is kind of more harder and shiny. It's got the usual grosgrain ribbon and then the little leather tips for the bookmarks. Here you can see it almost looks like a wallet or something. The inside is lined, so there's no rough edges at all. I really don't like the pen loops, and last year I ended up cutting the loops off of my cousin's leather cover. Looking closely at it, it looks like you could probably cut those stitches there and still get away with it. I was kind of afraid that I might scratch it, so I thought maybe I would try using them this year, even though I'm not really that into those loops. After putting the planner into the cover, I decided I would try to use the little loops there, and they're kind of stiff. So I jammed in several pens. And after trying several pens, which helped kind of soften up the loops, I found it was best to use a pen where you could put the clip inside the loop so you don't end up stretching the clip a little bit on those thick loops. I found at first, because the leather was so stiff, that putting a pen in there ended up like bending part of my techo, but that didn't really bother me. I think once it starts to kind of wear in, it'll be a little bit better. He had the 2023 and 2024 year calendars, the kind of weird horizontal month calendars, the month blocked calendars, and then finally the page a day starting January 1st. And the month calendar on the bottom right circles the 2 days that are in the spread. The interesting addition this year is this list of Japanese onomatopoeic words. It's express yourself in Japanese. And the one that I like to use the most is doki doki. And then there's an explanation on onko, the sweet beans. Don't ever mistake it for chocolate. You'll get grossed out. Let's talk about the paper insert they have of Sanzen's Tomoe River paper that will be in next year's original, cousin, planner, day free, and 5-year techo, while I write with different kinds of pens on this year's Tomoe River paper and the sample one. The weeks will not get this new Sanzen Tomoe River paper until 2024. This sample insert is 80% of the planner size. They say this new Tomoe River paper will be lighter and more resistant to ink bleed, and it's adjusted to make the paper more crisp. I did a video that I'll link here to the new Tomoe River paper made by the Sanzen company. And in it, you'll find out Jacob from Fudafan is kind of like the paper guru. Here he is last week grilling the Sakaya people on the Sanzen Tomoe River paper and the Irofu paper. Basically, Sakaya has not used up their old stock of Tomoe River yet, but toward the end of the year should be making journals using the new Sanzen Tomoe River paper. Now back to the Tomoe River in the Hobonichi. According to Jacob, Pilot friction pens are used a lot over here, and they were trying to make the Tomoe River be able to stand up to the friction pen, I'm assuming like the erasing or whatever. So Sanzen made a calculated decision in tweaking the formula for Tomoe River for their company. And as far as this new 2023 planner here, some people may ask, is it machine number 7 or machine number 9? That's what I'm writing on in the left-hand side in the violet cover. I couldn't tell if it was number 7 or number 9, but Jacob got an email from TR saying they used a running change when they cycled out the old stock into Sanzen. And that's basically using the same SKU or product number for products that have very small changes. So there really is no definitive answer on whether or not it's number 7, number 9, or the combination of the two, as they use up their old stock before they start their transition to Sanzen Tomoe River next year. For a more thorough explanation of this, check out Tokyo Inkling's podcast that's coming out this Sunday, and the paper guru will give his final answer. Now here's my really weird take on this paper. I feel like Sanzen further tweaked their formula or something, because I really like this new paper. When I did my original review of the Sanzen successor paper, I really liked it, but I felt like one of the drawbacks is that it kind of dragged just a little bit like Cosmo Air Light, just a very little bit. But I felt like the sample paper had way less drag, and it did feel a little more crisp feeling. I felt like if this is what the Sanzen Tomoe River is going to be, I can quit hoarding the old stuff. On both sets of paper, but with pencil, ballpoint, Sharpie, the friction highlighter, and all kinds of different sizes of fountain pens, and I really liked the new stuff. And heavy applications of ink was not a problem, along with chroma shading showed up really well. And maybe show through on the new paper was just slightly less than the old paper. It was hard to tell, but mainly it only showed through on the Sharpie. Here I am erasing the friction highlighter in the 2023 or the old paper. And here I am erasing the friction on the paper that will be in next year. And they've kind of felt the same. Maybe the paper was just a tad bit like sturdier because it was crisper. Okay, on to the cousin. I got the cover called the Tokyo Metronome. The little tabs on the end of the bookmarks are supposed to be like lights from buildings. And you had the city lights in the corner. And then the little explanation thing about the artist has a picture of the exact same thing that's on the back side of the cover. I got the Tokyo Metronome for kind of nostalgic reasons. It's turning the Tokyo Tower into a giant metronome, and I live very close to it and take my nightly walk, so this is kind of a really pretty view that I would see on my walk. If you watched my last year's video, you know that I cut the tabs off of my leather cousin's cover, and it came out pretty good. You can just see where I kind of pulled the stitches out there, and I was really happy with that. But it doesn't work so good on these nylon covers. I ended up cutting it with the blade, the actual cloth itself, and the stupid tab just would not come unstuck from whatever cardboard was on the inside. So on the other side, I just took a sharp pair of scissors and just cut the tabs off. And this probably frightened some people, but it doesn't really bother me because I really don't like those tabs, especially on the cloth covers. And this is what it looks like just in use. And if this scares you, then don't try to cut off the tabs, but it doesn't really bother me. And I like it a lot better without the tabs. This is tabbed. And this is untabbed. And I bought a hard plastic mat, so when you write in the last few pages, the back end of the little pockets don't end up messing up your writing. The quotes on the planners and the cousin are the same, and you don't have the list of onomatopoeic words. Instead, it's a thing on how to enjoy conversation. An interesting accessory is this little thing you slide into the side pocket. This little card holds the rubber band into the side of the cover, and then you can put the rubber band over the pages you want to hold down flat. And then you can peel off the pages as you want to flip it to the next one. And I thought it was pretty useful to hold the notebook down flat. And I got the Hobonichi Weeks. And I got this particular design because that was one of two designs that was in English. And I kind of regret it because I don't really read the quotes. And by the way, the quotes in the weeks are different than the quotes that are in the planner and cousin, which is the same. I'm using the leather one this year, and I really prefer that one, mainly because it just seems to hold up to a lot of use. And this one has a really glossy surface, which makes me think it's going to get scratched up and beat up. You can also get the accessory that holds down the pages in your weeks. You just have to get the included sticky thing there, peel off the backing, and then stick it on the corner there so you can create a corner pocket. And then stick the accessory into the corner pocket, pull down your pages. You can also get a matching memo pad. It's called Hobonichi Papers, and it has the same design as the week's cover. The memo pad's a journal instead of having the sticky stuff on top. It has the same cute little designs that's on the weeks. Under normal applications of ink, it's okay, but if you do some flexing or something, you're going to get some feathering. The bottom word green is a fine stub, so that's okay. And they had some collaborations with Deco Rush on their little tapes, and they were pretty cool. I got the sushi one and the cream soda one, and the actual little pictures when they roll out look pretty detailed. I tried the little eraser to erase the tape, and man, that was just, all it did was just make a bunch of eraser boogers, and it didn't really do a very good job. And of course, because I was at Loft, I got things like hedgehog little tab makers and little teeny tiny stickers of Shiba Inu dogs. All in all, I had a fun day. Okay, I can't seem to give this glass pen away. I'm on the third try here since the last two people I announced never contacted me. So the third one is Christopher Condit. Please contact me on Instagram. You've won this glass pen. And from the Osaka video, we have two winners. One is at MadCMA2 and at Ming Vase Dynasty. Whoever contacts me first on Instagram can choose between the pen and journal prize or the micro refill book prize.